Hello guys, I'm Zahra Majd. I'm from Iran and I'm doing MA in Global and International Social Policy. Actually, I chose Sheffield because I did my bachelor study here in Sheffield. So at that time I was familiar with the city, with the department. I had made lots of friends, so I just thought, okay, it's good for me to stay here and continue my education. And a master course is just a one-year course. And I thought if I go to other cities, it takes me a month or 2 months to get used to new city, to new department. So I just thought if I stay here, the process would be much more easier. So that's why I chose Sheffield. But if we go back 4 years ago, at that time I didn't know that much about Sheffield or University of Sheffield. All I had known about Sheffield was that it's one of the safest and greenest city in the UK, and I know that it is a student city. Lots of international students study in Sheffield. So yeah, that's why I chose Sheffield. And basically in comparison with bigger cities like Manchester or London, because at that time it was my first time that I left my family, or I decided to live all on my own. So I just thought, okay, if I go to a smaller city, it would be easier to manage my life and to get used to new situation. Yeah. Again, it was related to my bachelor study because I did sociology and social policy, and I wanted to do something related to my previous course. And this course, I think it's much more interesting because it's about international organizations, and you can look at problems and social policies in a global level. So it's better, it's easier. I think English language is a big barrier, it's a big difficulty because social science is really interwoven in English. You need to have a good English. You need to read, you need to write, and for doing those things you need to have a kind of perfect English. You need to understand what are you reading, and then you need to be able to articulate what you want to say or express yourself. So I have been here for more than 3 years, but I think I have a still problem, particularly when I'm doing my assignments and writing essays. Sometimes I think I have good ideas in my mind, but I cannot make myself clear. Yeah, English is a big problem, but hopefully we are going to improve. It was one of my problems before coming, how to manage to go to different departments or different parts of city, because when I was in Iran, just my parents had cars, so they gave me a leave wherever I wanted to go. So I was in touch with the disability department before coming, and they were really supportive, and they are still really supportive. My disability advisor just told me, be in touch with me, whatever you need, whatever you want to say. And I talked about the problems, my mobility problems. They told me, okay, we definitely help you. For example, they share the cost, because I'm obliged to take a taxi to go to different buildings. They told me we can share some parts of the money with you, so it wouldn't be that much problem, that much pressure on you. Or for example, because I don't have wheelchair, I don't like to have wheelchair, but here sometimes in a day you need to go to different departments, different buildings, and it is not kind of easy to take taxi because it takes 1 minute, for example, to buy taxi. But so they borrow me a wheelchair. I can borrow a wheelchair from them for a kind of, not for the whole year, but for a few days or few weeks. So they do lots of things, and they're really helpful. My first advice is that just improve your language. Try to, and definitely develop your reading and writing skills, because it really helps you. And try to read, I don't know what's your area of interest, whether it's social policy, sociology, social research, but just when you're sure about your area of interest, try to pick some readings and try to go for it and read. So hopefully you have some ideas, some background information before you come to Sheffield, and it would be really helpful when you start the course, and it makes your learning process easier.